Pumpcast. I know it's been a long time coming. I'm surprised we made it to this far. I'm not gonna lie. I'm surprised that you guys are actually enjoying this, which is really cool. Cool to know that you guys enjoy the way we interview members of the community, and your support shows it. Today we have two very special guests. We have Baby J, Hi. So yes, why don't you guys just give a quick hello that we know
Hello,
that you guys are alive.
Thank you for
I'm
having me.
alive.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. Uh, let's go ahead and jump right into it. Those of you who are watching, if you are on Twitch, watching it live, you can go ahead and type questions in the chat, and I'll read them so that our audience or our guests can answer them. Or you can just come over here to Pumpcast questions on our Discord server and just type it in there, and I'll answer them too. Why don't we just go up the list and we'll start with Baby J. What's up, Baby J? What? I'm gonna ask you three. Or we'll start off one by one. Where'd you get your name from? Where'd you get Baby J from?
I got my name from I was in the military and I joined like right whenever I turned 18. And at my first unit, I had a baby face and my last name was Jones. And ended up it was first it was kind of like a joke, and my nickname evolved into Baby J, and it just stuck since then. My whole military career, it was everyone knew me as Baby J, then Sergeant Baby J, and it that's where it come from.
Well, on behalf of all of us,
Thank you, thank you, appreciate it.
I think Baby J is just the name that kind of rolls off the top. Uh,
Yeah, it's
but
always
you,
awkward because in party, whenever I don't know people,
huh?
they always they're like, "Oh, hey, baby," and
Yeah, I
it's
was
always like
playing once
awkward.
with you guys in like the 12 stack that you guys mentioned. I called you baby, and I was like, I felt so awkward. I
Yeah,
was like, oh
When-
gosh, they're laughing at me in
yeah.
the inside.
Yeah, whenever
Yeah.
I sub to people, it's funny. They're like, "Oh, thank you for the sub, m- baby."
Kind of like calling Rogue Pumpkin, you know?
Yeah.
Like, hey, baby. Hey, Pumpkin.
Yeah. What about you, Fly? Where'd you get your name from?
So mine, sort of in a way, with Baby J. So his sort of came from his military background. Um, Mine not so much, but sort of in a similar way. My father used to be a pilot. He used to be an aviator, and he used to fly Apache helicopters for the army. So back in the day, um, Flyboy is what people used to call him, 'cause that's technically what he did. And then I had a longer name, and I changed it recently to Fly on Stadia, but the name was Flyboy AH-64D. The AH 64D stood for Attack Helicopter 64 Delta. And when I came to Stadia, I wanted something a little shorter, so I just kind of shortened it because everyone liked to call me Fly, and it was something short and sweet and to the point.
It's pretty cool to see how both of you guys got your name. Kind of similar circumstance. Um, I know Hired and like a bunch of guests that we've had have gotten into Destiny through like Halo experience. So it's like it's cool to see how the world can shape. I guess like or similar circumstances can affect. I guess in a roughly very similar manner. Um, so yeah, Hired got into Halo first, and then he started playing Bungie or not Bungie. He started playing Destiny because of all that. And I was just wondering what got you guys into Destiny. We'll go in the same order. We'll start with Baby Fly. So, what got you into Destiny?
Same thing. I played Halo, and then Bungie came out with Destiny, so I switched over to that. I would say whenever I started playing, what made me so interested in it and everything was the hype around it was very cool. They did really well, and then the all my buddies came over. I met a lot of people at first, of course. Uh, but my buddies came over to Destiny 2 and not Destiny 2, Destiny 1. Um, and the 6-man groups doing the raids, doing all the activities. It was really cool. Hanging out with them. We had like our set group we always played with, and we did that for all of Destiny 1. But that's just like having the community and then having friends and doing the activities with them, and it was always updating, and there was always something to go for in Destiny 1. It was awesome. That's what got me stuck here.
Understandable. So, have you been playing since the beta of Destiny 2, or I mean Destiny 1?
Yeah, yeah, since beta Destiny 1. I think the first thing they showed on Destiny 1 was like a Google Maps version of the moon. It was like you were on the moon, but you had to click to go forward in a browser,
Oh yeah, yeah.
and that was like the the first look at Destiny 2 or Destiny 1. So yeah, since then,
So easy to like confuse Destiny 1 and Destiny 2.
yeah, Destiny 1's better though.
I kind of have to agree with that, fortunately.
Yeah,
What about you, Fly? What
it's
got you?
coming back though.
Yeah, it's okay. It's making a comeback.
Yeah, I'm excited
The
for it.
PVE aspect doesn't. I don't really like it yet.
Yeah,
I liked raiding in Destiny 1, but now it's just kind of hassle. T Dog
yeah,
literally begs me to raid with him.
yeah. It's an extra task, like homework that you have to do.
Especially the Solstice armor, I gave up on that. Like literally, I streamed it once, like day one, and then day two I was done. I gave up. I didn't bother getting it anymore.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, how about you, Fly? How did you get into Destiny 2? Or Destiny as a whole?
Mine was I came to the game sort of by recommendation from other people. So I did come back when Destiny 1 came out. It wasn't at beta, but it was a little bit after that, and I got into it basically by word of mouth. I was recommended by a couple of friends. They said it was a good game, and I wasn't really big into games at all. I kind of was the person to hang out with friends outside and more of a go-doer type person. And then Destiny is really what got me into gaming and stuff like that. So I learned from other people, and then we just had set teams. We would run raids, run strikes, everything, and it was just a great experience as a whole.
There's something about Destiny, just kind of. I would say a little bit more with Destiny 1 than Destiny 2, but like Destiny 2 still has this like real like aspect that draws you in. But there's just a certain magic to both games that just like the second it grabs a hold of you, like good luck trying to get out. Like you can play other games and you can have fun, but like Destiny will always have a special place in your heart, and I don't know what it is. I maybe the community or like the friends that you make. I don't know what it is, but like Destiny
I think
really is a special game.
they've done so well with like the community itself. They've always got fundraisers going on, charities. The people are always nice, like especially on Stadia. When I came over here, the first thing I noticed was people are super nice and always including.
That is the perfect segue for our next question. What got you guys Stadia? We'll start with Fly and we'll back up. So Fly, what got you into Stadia versus the other platforms that Destiny on?
So I was actually brought over because a friend of mine who couldn't really play on PS4 at the time asked me to help him get flawless in trials on Stadia. That was on Ultra Flame Weekend um, last season. And he asked me to come over and help him. And when we did, we enjoyed it quite a bit. People were nice. Um, no one was really doing anything that made us want to get off the game.
Was
It
it
was
Fool?
just, it was full, full game over. So him and I were helping someone else, yeah. We used to be really good friends back on console, and then we came over together, and that's where the original Eternal clan came in. Made that clan from the ground up when we first came over.
Understandable. Uh, I think I'm gonna ask you about it, but first, let's hear how Baby J got into Stadia versus. I know Baby J likes to play on all the platforms still, but what keeps you coming back to Stadia?
What brought me to Stadia was I'm kind of a Google fanboy. I have like the Pixel, a Chromebook, all that, and like the Google Homes and all that crap. Um, so it was a Google product, and I wanted it, and Destiny was on it, so it was perfect. And then what kept me on Stadia is uh, the connection, not being what is it, connection based on other people. It's like the Google servers or whatever.
Not being garbage.
Yeah, the connection and the extra frames over Xbox. Now I go to Xbox and it looks horrible. This is a lot smoother, closer to like Steam. Um, but yeah, so I enjoy it.
I was watching a D1 video, and like the field of view, like I never really noticed it because I was like always an Xbox player, and then I would come back and then just watch uh D1 videos. Like it'll be fine, but then now going back from Google Stadia and going um to watching those videos again, it's like it's crazy how zoomed in you actually are versus Stadia. Like
Hmm.
I it never affected me until recently. Just like what the heck? I never knew that was an actual thing, but literally almost passed out trying to watch a like video D1.
Do we do we know what the default FOV in Stadia is? Because in PC it's 85.
I don't. I personally don't Stadia. That can tell.
I I think the console versions are I think they default to either like 75 or 78 degrees, and I think the Steam default is 85 degrees. But I would expect Stadia to be more in line with the console defaults. Those might actually be higher than they were in D1. Like
I'd be
D1 might have had,
surprised if like D1 or field of view is like higher than 5. To be honest.
well, like Bungie changed FOVs over the years with the different games. Like Halo 1's FOV was, I think it was 90 on console, and then then you started seeing it as we moved into the HD TV era. You started seeing them go with more shallow FOVs. The thinking in that is um, you don't when you're sitting from a television versus sitting in front of a monitor. That kind of changes the FOV you want. Like one feels more natural to have a narrow FOV for sitting a distance from a television versus like right in front of a monitor. You might want a wider FOV, and that feels more natural.
Yeah. Uh. But okay. So go ahead and hop in. We have one question from us, and then we'll go to the next ask. Um, Bizbus is asking, how has PvP slash trials experience changed since you joined Stadia? Howard, can you take over for a second? I need to go. So just kind of about that. Well, you can go ahead and answer.
Okay. So I don't know if it's changed much. I would say it's just sort of adapted to the meta. The meta's been increasingly going more towards auto rifles and 600s and Bastion and Fusions, and I feel like that's more so present on Stadia than other platforms. However, I wouldn't say it's changed. I would just say it's more prevalent over here on Stadia. Just cuz people like to have those more fun type weapons, and I guess fusions are like fit that power fantasy that they're looking for on Stadia.
Well, yeah, I think well, for one, autos are extremely powerful, right, in the current meta, across the board. But also, one of the things that I thought of the other week, and I don't know if I mentioned it on the show, was I think that the fusions, or I think the seasonal mods are kind of promoting that to some extent because
Back to
seasonal
fusions.
mods buff both autos and fusions because like the scatter applies to both autos and fusions, right? That's why you see something like Bastion maybe becoming more powerful. Also, um, the meta on Stadia, like I think that even under the best setups, you still have some degree of input latency on Stadia, whether it's perceptible or not. And I think that something like Bastion is probably more effective in an environment like such as that. Like I think that it's like you get more bang for your buck for charging up for that charge up time, and maybe you're not going to be as quick, you know, with like trying to outshoot somebody with like a that was with something that would maybe require more aiming. Uh, Baby J, what about you? What do you think about the meta on Stadia versus other platforms? Rogue said you play on all the platforms, correct?
Mhm. Yeah. Um, it is. It seems to be different on Stadia. Um, a lot more of those Stadia meta weapons. Like it doesn't seem like whenever you're playing on Xbox and definitely not on Steam, uh, you see a lot more mountaintops, Aaron's Hills, Bastions, all that stuff. I'm fine with it. I I feel it's part of the game, and it's there. People are going to use it, and it's effective. Doesn't
You haven't
make
been
me.
killed by it enough, then that's why.
Oh no, I was gonna say, does it? Do I get upset? Yes, yes, for sure. Like a three stack and trials with all mountaintops. Yeah, it
Whew, man.
makes my head want to explode.
Back at immediately, dude.
But it's effective. Like it's hard to beat those teams. So I can't be mad at them for using it, but I don't do it. I from Mountaintop came out, and this is stupid of me, and I should get over it. But Mountaintop came out, people started using it in Crucible. I said I will never have that gun. I never have it, and I don't have it. I didn't finish the quest. I started it because everyone was like, "Oh, you need it for PVE," and yes, you do. And I'm dumb for not having it for PVE, but something
Not
in me
anymore
told me
though. They're
I
getting
just don't.
sunset. Get it
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah, yeah. But I this whole time I could have had it. Like I can't solo. Well, I mean, not saying I can't. It'd be harder to solo like the dungeon because I don't have mountaintop. The stuff like that. I should have gotten it, but I told myself I wasn't going to, so I haven't. But that's how much I hate it. But I'm I I might on the surface be upset whenever I'm playing against it and stuff, but at the end of the day, you got to think about if they're killing me and I'm mad about it, that means it's effective. So it's a good idea for them to use it.
It gives everybody even playing field. You can literally jump like a not so good player to like equal, if not above top tier. That's the only problem
Yeah,
that I have with it. Like
I hate that part as well.
it can jump your skill level. Like it just throws skill level out the window.
Yeah, it makes bad players good and good players gods.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Well,
I
it's
think that was a complaint with Not Forgotten and this how right. That was
Yep.
just making all the
Yep.
good players even like better, and they took care of that. But I wonder, like, weren't they supposed to nerf it though? They were supposed to nerf Mountaintop, and then like, what they do to it? I swear it
was
was on the
Mountaintop
TWAB.
always? Yeah, was it always this powerful though? I mean, like I feel like when or I feel like when it came out, like it was. Did they change something that made it better?
There
Because
was
like it,
one
yeah.
thing, one
What was?
specific thing. It was the fact that quick access sling could not be equipped on Mountaintop. The one perk that would have made it god tier, the one mod that would have made it god tier. And then they fixed it, and then it became better. Although
Ah,
Yeah.
people didn't really use it at first, it did become much better. I think the reason it is so broken right now and so much better than other weapons is because of the fact that you can combo it with other weapons.
Hmm.
So quick access sling with sidearms, hand cannons. You can use arc souls, throwing hammer on Titan, middle tree. There's a lot
Gosh,
of
don't remind
combos
me,
that
Fly.
go that go in unison with that. And Rogue knows the middle tree hammer one. It's it's pretty rough.
What's the middle tree hammer one? Were you talking about Titans?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. If you can stack up enough roaring flame charges, you can one shot with the throwing hammer.
Oh yeah,
And
I saw the cool guy video on that.
yeah, there's many ways in which that's already good enough as it is, but
Let's just say I
on
deleted
mountaintop.
my 1v1 with Fly from my memory because
Was
of
he was he using that build?
yeah.
Oh wow.
Not with mountaintop though. Not with mountaintop.
Not with mouth up, yeah. It was with just the hammers. Oh, like turn the corner, I'm just dead.
what do you guys do to counter mountaintop? Like, what's your preferred way to deal with that weapon when you see it?
I
Jump.
just try to play more aggressively, like in their face with shotguns,
Right, hoping that they'll miss.
hoping that they'll shoot straight down at you, because that'll
Mhm.
damage themselves as well.
Yeah, if they're a warlock in the air, makes it a little harder, but
You can't beat the mountaintop. The best you can do is trade. Just try to get him to kill himself as while you're at it.
well, I was thinking that sidearms might be an effective counter to them
I
because,
think
like,
top trees, Dawnblade sidearm combo, best way to counter it.
yeah, just because like you get in close, you don't have to be quite at shotgun range, and you don't have to quite do it all at once. Like, you don't have to get that kill all up front. Problem with the mountaintop is that it tanks so much of your health, or that it takes so much of your health rather, in one go, even if it doesn't hit you directly. You know what I mean? It's like it's enough of your health that like finishing you off is
You're pretty much
uh
dead if it like
yeah,
barely hits
yeah,
you.
exactly. Like you're made one shot, and like you said, like was mentioned earlier, an arc soul might finish you. Uh, you know, swap to the gnawing hunger, and you're in a fraction of a second you're done. Not really, not really conducive to a fight. Where you can kind of push and pull with the other player. It's just sort of like, well, did you have a mountaintop too? Did you get him one shot? And then that's the only way I see of like closing that gap.
Yeah.
Um, but sidearms are very fast TTK. I think they are the fastest in the game, are they not? Outside of like a shotgun or a sniper.
I think so. I
Yeah.
think the 3 round burst sidearms have the fastest.
Yeah. Like two burst
It's all
you.
crits. Yeah,
Unless you get head seeker.
very
Then
powerful.
I have a question for all three of you guys. So, besides me, obviously, who do you get scared of seeing in trials? Not counting myself. Keep in mind. We can start off with Baby J and then go down to Wired and Hired. Who like when you're playing trials and you queue up into a game, you check the roster. Who literally like just by the sight of their name makes you want to back out, or not like, but puts that amount of fear into you.
Oh, who are we starting with?
We're starting with Baby
Start,
J.
Baby
Uh,
J.
He was thinking.
Tammy.
Okay,
I'm just
agreeable.
kidding. um,
Her in the
uh,
Divinity? I don't know, dude. Divinity's pretty
uh,
dirty.
yeah, yeah.
Do,
She's
do you
sick.
play? Do you play with them, Baby J?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Um, I'd s- I'd say spandex.
Understandable. Hispanics? Or is it
Just spandex.
yeah. What about you, Fly?
Anyone else? Game changer,
Uh-huh.
spandex. Those are
Dude,
I keep
imagine
dodging.
like a with Game Changer X.
No, 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 no.
Literally just the entire population of like Stadia just dips the
hmm
second that like team forms.
That's a scary day. That's nightmare fuel.
That's the weekend no go follows. Why you, Fly? Who'd you say scared of?
Horus and Evie, those two.
Horace got some snipes. I don't know if you guys saw the 1v1 I did with Horace. I got massacred. It was 25-5. This man got a ghost in the night on me. Like, I didn't even hit him once, and he got like 20. Back to this.
It's disgusting.
Um, Horus and Evie. Yeah, Evie's really good.
Specifically those two people. And then teammates even worse. They're both great solo players, and when you put them together, it just becomes painful.
Tired. Who'd you say?
All the above.
All of the above. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like the thing about we talked a little bit about it in the recent cards that we've run. Like it's um a lot of it's mental at that point. Like
Yeah.
once you've lost so many games to someone, you start to get this idea that they're unbeatable. Just sort of like as a matter of conditioning.
Yeah.
And I think that I think that it's good to push back against that and kind of say no, 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 no. Like I'm getting, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna play the best that I can.
They're all beatable.
And
Like all the people we mentioned are beatable. They can't be
yeah,
beat. They're not like
yeah.
gods where they're just like immune
Yeah.
to
Well,
everything.
Yeah, for
well,
sure.
like
You just
even if
gotta know how to
let's say you were
counter.
just playing a random set of people, right? Like you don't know what their relative skill is. You're not looking them up on trials report to
Check.
size up their stats or whatever. Um, a lot of it can come down to just how the players move around the map, what weapons they're using, how they push, when they push, and and you can like I know I'm sure all of us have been in matches where you just changed up what you and your team were doing, and all of a sudden you turn the match around, right?
Yeah.
Because tactically it upset what they were doing, and it broke whatever they were doing, and then they didn't adjust afterwards. They've just been doing the same thing because it works, and all of a sudden you've introduced something that messes that up. So that's always a factor. But in terms of like raw skill, yeah, when you get beat by somebody, 10 out of 10 times, you start to get the feeling that you cannot beat him. Like, and I used to feel that way about Game Changer, and then I beat Game Changer, or I was on a team that beat Game Changer's team one time, and I'm like, okay,
One
maybe
time.
yeah, well, not just one time, but maybe a few. Like,
Yeah.
it, they still win a lot of the time that I see them, but it's like once you start winning, like you get this feeling of like, oh, okay, like I shouldn't put myself in this state of mind where I've given up before the match has even started, right? Like because I don't know what's possible, and I think we were playing a match last weekend, where we went up against was it Spandex?
Oh, you're gonna talk about that game that we played last week? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
It
going to
was.
talk about the game we
I,
played
I was
last
about to
week.
say it too. So that's a good segue. SKPC Boss is asking what's our most memorable Trials game, and I think me and Hired have the same one. So
Well, yeah, I mean, I've had a lot of memorable ones, but like that game last week was it felt like, and then you start like you start like doubting yourself. You're like, well, are they laying like are they giving it to us? Like, how are
yeah,
we?
I went back and watched the stream on Spandex point of view. They were not letting us our time.
Okay, because I mean, I was like, do they feel bad for us? Are they kind of like letting us have this one, or like come back a little bit?
Yeah.
You
To
start
get
you
yeah to give
yeah.
everybody context, sorry, Hired. Last weekend we played a game. It was me and Hired, and we were helping Captain Bunzo. Try to go flawless, but it was more for the Solstice armor. That's what it was for. And we played Spandex, Hollowed, and Full Dead, I believe it was. Well, it was those three. It was that stack. And I definitely have to say that was genuinely the most fun I've ever had in trials, as far as I can remember. And it sadly didn't end the way we wanted it to, but it it was genuinely a lot of fun. I'll let Hired elaborate more on.
Yeah, there's not much to elaborate on. I we got down to four rounds to 4 rounds. We're in the last round. I think I'm running my stupid uh fast dodge, not forgotten, dust rock, whatever. I think at that point, and the I go in. I think everyone's down. I've got a shotgun.
It's a
I
one v
take
one.
out.
Yeah, it's you and Hollowed.
Yeah, yeah. I take out. I think I took spandex out, and then all of a sudden, my Stadia. And I'm playing Chromecast with the Stadia controller. my my Stadia guide starts coming up. Like when you push the Stadia button and it brings up the on the Chromecast, it just brings up like the friends list. Like it starts popping up. And so like I hit the Stadia button to make it go away. It pops up again. I hit the Stadia button to make it go away. It pops up again. And this is in the middle of like a 1v1 for the match. And like and I'm just kind of confused because I'm like, why is this popping up? Why am I not dead? You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
why have I not been killed yet? What is going on? And it was just utter confusion. And then I think I ended up getting killed, and that was it. But like and then I'd never seen that happen before. I'm playing on a Chromecast, so it wasn't like I was on a computer and like I leaned on the keyboard or something or dropped something or the keyboard fell over and was like pushing the button. Like it's just me and the controller, unless the controller's malfunctioning. So like it was just it was just really bizarre, and I was just so confused. I wasn't even mad about losing at that point because it was like I didn't expect to win, but uh, I think we could have won that match, and it would have been a really great
Yeah.
would have been a really great takeaway from it. But it was the fact that we stay competitive with them is inspiring, and it makes me less apt to like kind of give up as soon as I see someone else's name.
Yeah. So Captain Bunzo, okay, who's he here? He wants to say some Charles game that we're talking.
Well, yeah, and I'll keep it brief since I'm invading the podcast here. But it was I greatly appreciated the help of both Hired and Rogue last week, and then Spandex jumped on and helped finish my 7 wins for Solstice. But there was that one round, and I don't know if you call them rounds or matches, but in the third or fourth win or something we were trying for, we I headshotted Spandex, and I'm not a PvP player, so I'm sure it was an accident and luck. But then one of you guys took out one of them who was popping their super, and you guys used one of your supers on them. And then I think it was Rogue. You saw the other one coming around the corner, pop their super, and you just yelled, and I slammed my void bomb out and managed to take out the third one
Yeah, it
in the
was
middle of their
insane.
super.
That was
So
probably the most
it was
hype.
Yeah, I remember that because I was trying to stay quiet because I had someone sleeping here, and like and I couldn't help but shout when he got that void when he got that Nova Bomb kill. I was just like
Yeah.
it was just insane because
beautiful.
like I think like we played teams that weren't as good, and we didn't play that well, and all of a sudden everything was clicking in a way that was just unbelievable and
Something
exciting.
awakened in Captain Bunzo like I've never seen in my entire life. Like Captain unleashed the beast during those games.
Guy
It
went
was a
Super
beautiful
Saiyan.
moment.
Yeah. Welcome King, by the way. Chat. King
Yeah, what's up?
here.
Okay,
Uh,
sorry.
so I think that after hearing our rants about our favorite Trials game, what about our guests? What is your guys' favorite Trials moment, or just game, or just anything about Trials in general? Start with Baby Jane and go to Fly.
Well, my memory sucks. I can't remember a certain Charles game.
Yeah.
Um, the most recent one I can remember it was just what was it? I think it was last week, I believe. Me and Fizzbuzz, we were on late. I was about to get off. Um, we weren't finding too many matches. It was super late, Central Time, and um, I think I had stopped streaming. I was just hanging out with Fizzbuzz, and I had played with Game Changer and I think Yonage a couple weeks before that, and this team stayed on. We played this team. It was probably all 7 matches. It was late as well, and we just kept wrecking them over and over and over and over and over. And they kept going at it though. I respected that, and they lost every single game. And I sent them some friend requests, um, and then I saw that they were on when me and Fizz were on, and I just sent him a game invite, party invite. I looked up his trial stats. He had no flawless, and then I was like, "Hey, you want to do? It's slow right now, but do you want to do some trials?" Uh, and we stayed up pretty late finding matches, and we got him his first flawless. Um, and I thought that felt really good. It makes me want to do more carries
Love
on
carries.
stream. Um, that I'm not that I'm not that type of person that says, "Oh yeah, join and I can help you get flawless." I don't want to set the expectations wrong or anything when people come to the stream, um, but it's funny because after I look back at it, that's how I met Game Changer. Um, it was Game Changer, Jers, and I think Perspolis. It was my first weekend of trials on Stadia, and I wasn't really playing Crucible much at the time. My buddy came over to Stadia from Xbox, two of my buddies, and I was like, let's try trials on Stadia. And we got beat all night by Game Changer, Purse, and Jers. But we kept playing them over and over all night. It was like 8 or 9 matches. And then Game Changer hit me up with an invite, and I played with him and Jers, and that's how I got to know him, and they helped me get flawless. And then I've been playing with them since, and yeah, so it was kind of cool. It came back around to this other guy, and I don't know, it felt kind of cool.
There's definitely like
Sorry, I missed that. Who was the carry that you had that you did?
I don't even know his name.
Was this last weekend? You said.
Yeah, this was last weekend. Fizz probably remember. Fizz is in the chat. He probably remembers the name. It was here. I could find out. I don't want to butcher it because it was like Arabic or something like that, and I don't
Oh,
want to.
okay.
I don't want to butcher it and mess up and say something that's
All right,
completely
that's all
wrong.
right. I was just curious. I was like, did I miss that part or? Okay.
there's something about caring and just like helping out people that normally wouldn't do trials. That just kind of I don't. It gives you a different feeling. Like those of you who play trials and like are good at trials, but play just to play, and just want to like see your trials counter like rack up more. I urge you to try doing a carry, like just for 1 weekend. Like get your flawless
Yeah,
done.
please, because we're tired of playing your stack team.
So play.
Zen.
uh, get your flawless like in the beginning. Get like Friday night or whatever you get your flawless done, and then Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I urge you just to do carries, just all weekend, and just see how it feels. Cause like the amount of gratitude that like and like joy people feel, like the people that normally would never go flawless, and then like because of you or like the help that you gave and the advice that like the the advice during the plays or in the rounds, like it'll encourage them to keep coming back to trials. Like I know Cap, we ran with him last week, and we gave him like pointers. We told him what to do, like, and then he kept playing trials. And literally, like this before like Friday came out, he's like, "Yo, like I want to do trials again." Like he has no need to get the Solstice armor anymore. Like he's got it. He literally just wants to play trials because he had a fun experience. So, like I'm all for like running stack. Like cool, get your flawless done. Great, like good job, good. Um, but try a carry here every now and then. Like trust me, like it's a reward within itself. And you can still go flawless. You're like you still go flawless, but you'll take someone with you on that journey, and then you get to share like those memories with that person. You'll make new friendships. It's like it's a really fun.
Grow the community.
Yeah, you'll bring more people. You'll by you carrying someone that's never gone flawless, you'll embed a seed of like joy into them. Like they'll look at trials and they'll remember like how much fun it was because you helped them go flawless. And then they'll keep wanting to do trials. And they'll keep practicing. They'll keep getting better at PvP. Then they will start doing trials and they'll start doing carries for people with people. And then it'll just keep going. It's like a cycle of just getting people to like do trials.
You know what that sounds like? That sounds like a pyramid scheme.
I knew you were gonna say that. I was like, "Hire, please." What does he do? He said.
No, get it? Because it's like the Egyptian theme, like trials, like it's the pyramid scheme.
But trust me, like if you, Captain Bunsen says you'll make a friend forever for doing a solstice or flawless carry. Trust me, those of you who are running stacked every weekend. I encourage you, please try at least do one carry, just one, see how it is. The people will definitely like appreciate it, and like for me in my instance, I haven't gone flawless yet, but I prioritize Solstice armor over my own flawless. Well, that's just me. Like I'm not saying like be like me because obviously I don't really care as about my flawless as compared to other people. I genuinely like helping complete their armor. Luckily today we helped 4 people complete their Solstice armor, which is really cool. And you make people want to come back. You make people want to come back to trials. That helps Stadia, the population of the trials on Stadia. We play more people that we don't normally play against, and it benefits everybody all the time. Like it's just a win-win for everyone. You get your flawless, you get someone else flawless, more people come back into trials, and then we play more people. We find games quicker, and it's just better for everyone.
I think it's more realistic to do carries on other platforms because it's very hard on here whenever you're getting beat by the same team or same group of people. It makes it very frustrating, which I I don't I do get frustrated. I hate getting frustrated. I just want to play. Um, and we're all here to have a good time, a fun time. But when there's people that want to just ruin carries and cards, it kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Like it did feel good helping that guy. It was Jabran, Jabran. That was the guy we helped, but it was awesome. But we didn't face any of those people. Just certain people. I think that's what is the main thing keeping me away from it because I feel like it would, if I tried to do carries, it would become a sport or a goal to prevent it from happening.
Yeah. It's definitely hard on Stadia. Like it's hard to come on Stadia and be like, hey, like let's say Hispanics for instance, right? Because I would argue that like okay, like Hispanics and Game Changer, those 2 teams are like really good, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to come to Hispanics and Game Changer and be like, hey, like please not run stack today. I'm gonna do a carry, but like making it really hard. Like it's not. It's realistically, it's not something you can do. You could ask, go ahead, but whether like they actually do it is completely up to them. And Hispanics and Game Changer, like they're both really nice people, and they've like purposely thrown games so that I can complete a carry, and that's cool. But like it's understandable that they're not going to throw every single game that we play against them. Like they're not going to
Mm-hmm.
break their own card to help someone go like so that you can make sure my
Yeah.
carry works. Like it's understandable, and like I have no like hard feelings for them. It's completely understandable.
Mm-hmm.
But I would feel like if people were more inclined to like say, okay, I've gone flawless already. I've completed my flawless. I've gotten on the loot. I've gone flawless on all 3 characters. Now, like let's say those stacked teams like Game Changer and Spandex were like, okay, like we did everything we could. Now let's start doing carries. Just do carries all day. Like one, those stacked teams are gone now. So everybody else has a higher chance of getting flawless because now there's those gatekeepers in a way are not there anymore because they're doing carries as well, and they're carrying. So it just goes back like gatekeepers are gone now. They're helping people carry or like they're doing carries. Those people that are getting carried are going flawless because they're playing with obviously really good players. And those players that are just casually trying to do trials and like hoping they can go flawless are not like getting rammed every single game, but like the same teams like 7 games in a row, like Baby J said in that one game. Like,
Yeah.
so
Yeah, and you're growing the population,
yeah,
like in doing so, because you like you said, people are going to play it when they get carried or when they have that experience, just a fun experience of going playing that type style of PvP. They're gonna want to come back. They're gonna want to they're gonna want to stick around, and it's instead whereas like when you have a powerhouse team, sort of like shutting everyone down, it has the opposite effect where people want to go and do something else,
yeah.
or they feel like they're wasting their time if they're pursuing those rewards because they feel like they're unobtainable, right?
I want to clarify something real quick. When I say carry, I mean like actual like carry someone that's never gone the lighthouse, not um like spandex and like Megavid saying, okay, we're gonna carry his KPC bots because he hasn't gone flawless this weekend. Like that's not what I mean by a carry. I mean like an actual like person that's never gone flawless and doesn't really dabble in PvP too much, like and help them go. Like maybe let's say let's pretend you don't go flawless. Cool, but you've sowed that seed of like, hey, trials can be pretty fun. Like Cap, like I mentioned again. I wholeheartedly believe that Cap liked trials and he would probably go back in if like once given like the right team. Um, so you and then you give pointers to them while you're playing, and then they're like, okay, like yeah, it's playing PvP is not so hard. It just gonna take some practice, just like PvE, obviously. So I definitely feel that more people did like trials carries or tried to that the population would greatly benefit from it. I haven't we haven't heard from Fly in like a good 20 minutes. Fly, what is your thoughts on all this?
Honestly, I just agree with everything. It does hurt, especially on Stadia, because the population is much smaller,
Mhm.
with people running stacked all the time. But carries would make a massive difference. Um, like going into the what the original question was, most favorable or most memorable moment in trials. Back when we helped a guy on Jab Week on Stadia, and it was his first time ever, and I had never played with someone who was so grateful to get flawless, because all he had wanted was to get the 3 wins. All he wanted was just to get the ability to turn in his tokens. He'd been running with some friends, just running for fun, trying to get some tokens so he could get maybe a summoner that week. He wanted the summoner, and we ended up getting his flawless that week. And I had never met someone so happy and so thankful. He offered to do a bunch of stuff with me. He said, if you ever need help in PvE, if you ever need help here, doing this, that, and the other, we can definitely do that. Just let me know whatever you need. We can do it. And honestly, that was probably the best thing I've ever experienced when it comes to Destiny, because he was so grateful and so nice about the whole thing.
Yeah.
Such a nice guy, honestly. And it was probably the most fun I've had doing a carry. And it would have been more enjoyable for sure to do that than to run stacked.
It's also like difficult to like. I understand the difficulty in running carry when there's so many stacked players. Like, let's pretend I'm like Baby J. I'm gonna use this as an example. Like, I don't mean anything of it, but let's say I'm trying to do a carry. Like me and Howard are trying to carry someone. Let's say Captain Bunza, for instance, and Baby J, Game Changer, and like who do you normally run with?
Purser, Yanage,
Okay,
Kilo,
yeah, literally
Fizz.
any one of those people are stacked, and it's just us. Like maybe there's one other team that like that's playing, but like for some reason we don't manage that. We literally play Baby J all 7 games, and like we get their flawless, like they go flawless off of us, and but it's kind of disheartening, like for those people or the person that's like trying to do trials for like the first time. He just goes in, and then he just gets smacked by like the same people over and over again, and I don't want to say like it kind of sows the seed of like anger, but like a little bit of hatred because you're just like, oh great, it's this guy again. Like he just ruined my card multiple times. Like now, like I guess you start to look at that person in like a negative manner. I guess like I know a lot of people looked at um spandex and SKPC aimbots in that manner until like they were watching my stream and I interviewed them and like people kind of changed the perspective because I wholeheartedly believe that everybody on Stadia are really nice people. Like everybody is genuinely are really nice people. But like definitely like I think Hired talked about this like a while back or gave me something along the lines that like because the only interaction you have with said person is like about them like stomping you, then you start to like I guess picture the idea that like these guys are really bad people because they just keep stomping us to no mercy. Okay? So the aspect of helping others and maybe like not running try not running stacked like constantly. Like I said before, like I understand it's not a feasible concept to be like, please don't run stacked. Like it's not something that you can ask. Like it's understandable for people not to be like, no, dude, like I want to run stacked. Like I want my flawless. I get it. It's no worries. Like um, but I definitely feel I keep going back to the same part, the same like concept. I definitely feel that people who are trying to do carries just a little bit more, maybe a carry a week, someone new, the population would really benefit. Captain said in the chat right now that he offered to help people with solstice armor. Someone that had literally never played trials before, and all he knew was like trials being like a really sweaty thing. Hopped in last week, and he's like, you know what? We'll try it. I need my solstice armor. We got the wins for him. We didn't go flawless, but we got his armor. You know what? I'm gonna give back to the community. I'm gonna help people um, do their solstice armor as well. And if we just have that kind of instance of going like back to back, everybody helping each other out, it would Destiny community would grow, or the Destiny Stadia community would grow like extremely closely together. Like it would just I don't know. I genuinely I'm an advocate of like this idea and how much it would benefit the population of. There's a lot of people. I know on I guess I'm in the minority because back in D1 I never won flawless back in D1, but I was always a PvP player. I never liked PvP, at least not that much, and I went back into PvP or trials weekly, even though I got smacked. And like it literally, I remember a game I would never forget this game. It was on like some map where like there was a shank or like a giant shank in the middle, like it was the rope. I don't know. It was really weird, and I choked so hard. Like it was a 1v3. No, not 1v3. It was a 1v1. I had super. I had self res, and literally all I had to do was melee him. All I had to do, and so I came back to life. Instead of meleeing, like I just kind of jumped around and started throwing nades randomly, and it cost us the game. And arguably so, the people were like infuriated with me. They literally booted me from the fire team. And there, I like it's understandable that people get frustrated with doing carries like that. When you're doing a carry, and um, like it just doesn't go like the way you want it to. It's understandable for people to get angry with one, but if people like the top tier players are willing to do are willing to help the I guess the little people out, the minority out, or isn't it the majority? The majority of the people don't play trials on Stadia. They control, and that's it. That's their extent of PvP. Imagine if we can have the population of control playing trials every week. Like how quickly we would find games, how often or how like frequently we wouldn't run into the same teams over and over. Definitely feel.
Like
I think it's easy to care a lot about the community when you're a streamer. Um, and I think some people just want to play trials like the main reason they play Destiny is to play trials with their friends. Um, and they have a set team that works together. They play good together, and that's what they look forward to. In real life, that's what they look forward to through the week is to play trials with their buddies. And it stinks that the population is small on Stadia, where you're facing the same teams over and over, and either you're winning all the time or you lose against the same team all the time. It that stinks that that happens, and you're right. Where if everyone did carries, it would grow the population, and then the stack teams wouldn't be stacked, and more people would play. That would help on Stadia, but that's just because it's Stadia on and the population. Um, and there is a big difference if you keep facing a stacked team. There's a big difference facing a stack team that's just trying to have fun with their buddies and play trials, and that's what they look forward to every week. And there's a big difference whenever they're playing trials to ruin cards and bag you and talk crap and go to discords and do stuff. There's a big difference. But it stinks that the ones that just want to play trials with their buddies on the weekends, it makes you look bad. It makes you look like a jerk. Makes you look like a bully. Um, just because the population's so low,
Yeah.
and which I think it could change. Um, we'll see when the new consoles come out, I guess. I wish people would realize that Stadia is better than consoles. Just a lot of people hate Stadia just because it's different.
Yeah.
I just shot shots at me.
King Aloy is the only PS4 player we have. Doesn't play
Yeah.
Stadia at all.
Yeah, I think there's definitely like a culture, like gaming culture as a whole has seemingly rejected Stadia. Like, or I'm speaking generally here. Like, if you go to any like gaming forum or something and say something about Stadia, people, people regard it as a joke or as the butt of a
Mm-hmm.
joke. And one, I think that the folks that play Destiny here know better, and that's why they're here. They got some experience with it, and we're like, you know what, this is cool. I'm gonna stick around. I think the more community oriented we make our player base on Stadia, the better the better it is to grow the population here. I think that Trials specifically has a unique uh, place on Stadia, or it could have a unique place to draw people to Stadia because of the problems on the other platforms, mainly cheating, um, like cheating with game modifications in the Steam version,
Yep.
and cheating with even worse on the consoles with uh, um,
Controller mods.
well, no, the bigger problem is internet attacks like denial service attacks and such. Like those are, and those extend beyond the scope of the game. They're not just making you lose your trials card. They're potentially shutting down your internet access, all
Maybe that.
for your whole household. And
Mm-hmm.
um, those are serious problems that are somewhat out of Bungie's ability to correct, at least in the immediate future. That Stadia fixes, that Stadia opens up.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Exactly.
and it's like if people could literally be recruited from the other platforms to come and play on Stadia if they knew it was a place where, for instance, they could have a decent shot at running a trials card or something like
Mm-hmm.
that. And the people that are here that are very good have the power to leverage that, to grow the community, and they have the power to leverage it to shrink the community playing trials specifically. Um, it's kind of in their hands, and I think Rogue, you make a compelling case here. I think bringing people on the show like you've done has been a great service to the community because, like you said, it gives them, um, it lets them have some humanity for the folks that are on this platform, whereas their experience with those people might be that they are robots that kick their ass every day, and uh, that's not true, and you are shining some truth into the fact that these are people just like them who enjoy playing Destiny, who want to play with their friends, who love this game, and you know, I think that if we when we work together, we can build something that's bigger and better than what we have right now. So, all compelling things that you're doing, Rogue. Thank you.
I want to thank the community as well. I've seen a lot less fusion rifle like in the last 2 weeks. Like I really have. Like it's crazy to see how low fusion rifles have become now. At least for the 2 weeks. It could be like just a small, like maybe only I'm seeing it, but I genuinely haven't been killed by a fusion rifle in a while. Mount on top is still like a thing, but fusion rifles on Stadia I've seen a lot less of. And I hope that's because we've all come to a gentleman's agreement where like we all agree fusion rifles are not allowed in trials anymore. Uh I think that would be amazing if we can the community as a whole is just like, you know what, maybe fusion rifles are not the way we should all go. Um, but yeah, so thank you to everyone that like maybe I don't know if like you guys are actively telling friends, hey, maybe you shouldn't run like that. Maybe you should run the Bastion. Maybe take off the Aaron. So
Seeing a lot less mountaintops as well recently.
I'd
It
just like
seemed
to
like people
take
are.
us. Oh, sorry. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say it seems like people are starting to, yeah, like you were saying, do that gentleman's agreement sort of, and just take it off for once and switch to something else.
yeah.
I'd just like to take a second to appreciate the name of the voice chat that was made by I don't know who.
I just saw that. What the heck? I think that was
He
Zender. I think he's
likes.
mimic.
What the fuck?
It's probably Zender.
Yeah.
Zender, can you change that back, please? Um, Zender is asking a really good question. He says, "Would you like Stadia to have a large community, or would you prefer to have like the low population?" I think the low population works. He says no. Zender said no. Okay, thank you, Zender. I think the low population works. Just the way that the population is like we're like how we are right now is not working. Does that make sense? I think Stadia has the potential to be like the most welcoming platform, the most like the friendliest platform, and the platform that just like helps everyone. The problem is that everybody's coming from like Xbox where like you don't have that, or like Steam where that also is not really a thing. So I definitely feel like the low population works and can work in our favor. It's just gonna take time to kind of break those roots that everybody's accustomed to. Like maybe just say like I'm just gonna play with my friends and that's literally all I'm gonna do. Um. To uh. Zender's distracted me. You changed the name to the Big Boy Podcast Room. um. Yeah. So I definitely feel like the low population can work in our favor. It's just gonna take time, and everybody who comes into my like the pumpcasts know that that's like a statement that I always say, like just give us time. It's gonna take time to break people's like condition of how like community should be. Or I definitely feel like Destiny as a whole has been known for like having a bit of a toxic community. At least in Destiny,
Destiny
1,
or
Destiny 1 was like a bit more welcoming, but I think Destiny 2 is a little bit more toxic. Or at least I've heard. Um so people are coming with
Everyone's
those
bored.
yeah. It's a lot more fun to bully people, I guess. Um
Fortunately,
so
I'd say it's a very toxic but very giving community.
yeah.
yeah, we will give you all the toxicity you can take.
You can have it all fly. We don't want it we don't want it over here.
I'll take it all. Just hand it on
uh,
over.
yeah, so I definitely feel like it has the potential to be an amazing platform with its low population. It really does. It just
Well,
needs
yeah,
time.
yeah. I mean, I think it's interesting. Like we're kind of like talking about like we want to grow it, right? Which will work against that component of it. But
Yeah.
um, I think that I think it definitely has that small group feel. You know, like it has this thing where it's like, oh, I recognize. If I know a lot of the people here. Like I've played with them, and I see people's names and I recognize them, and it makes you feel like you're part of you're part of something that's not so you're not lost in the sea of people. I don't think growing trials would hurt that. I don't think growing PvP on the platform would hurt that either. I think actually the PvP search times are probably the worst part of Stadia's um, current state of affairs. Right? It's like
Even Destiny
so.
as a whole just gives up on. They just like, fine, here's a free game, have fun. Like, but
Well, I don't know if that's just unique to Stadia, but I mean, I would have no problem saying Stadia is like above and beyond the best platform to play, even pitted against Steam because of the things I've talked about before, like connection and like the way that basically everyone has the same hardware, has the same internet connection or similar internet connection to this sort of private network. That benefits a game like Destiny specifically, just because of how Destiny's designed as this sort of like this environment where people are always matching with each other, right? Having everyone have good hardware that loads quickly and network connections that work that gel well together are two big components that make Destiny a better game. But in terms of um, like the population, that population hurts matchmaking. It makes control matches take longer to find. It makes survival matches take longer to find. It makes some PvP lists unplayable. Um, and I think that if we could grow the PvP community on Stadia, it would solve that last missing piece. You know. And another thing is, I think people's experience with Stadia is inconsistent because they are using different means to access it, right? If you get on Stadia on Wi-Fi from a computer with a controller connected by USB, uh, and you're running it at 4K or whatever, like it's gonna feel like crap. It might break down. You might lose your you might have a lot of input latency. I feel input latency just turning it up to 1080. That I don't like. So I mean, people are
Yeah, I play
unaware of
720
those
still.
things. Yeah, people are unaware of those things. Like someone might just plug in. Like the first day I got Stadia, I think I turned on the Chromecast and loaded it up in 4K on my 4K TV, and I was like, it's kind of, it doesn't feel that great, like, and that was my first impression. And I think a lot of people's first impression might be like that. Um, so I think Google has some work to do in selling Stadia. I think we have work to do as a community in bringing people in, saying, look, you like playing Destiny, you're sick of getting cheaters or DDoSed on console, come play Stadia with me. Let's run trials, let's run survival. I've done it with some of my friends. Uh, so I think that um, there's definitely something here that we can be ambassadors for that's worth bringing people to.
Yeah.
Stadia is a golden spot for trials, especially trials.
Yeah,
And I'd say if you're trying to
survival.
flawless flawless a dungeon, solo flawless a dungeon, you're not gonna get disconnected. And if
Even
you
if
do,
you
you can
do, it's just
reboot
from the
your
browser.
browser or
Yeah, it's just
whatever.
from the
Yeah,
browser. It's not even for the game.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's that.
you're least likely to get disconnected on Stadia.
Yeah, like
The only error
almost
code
never
we
gonna
get is
happen.
mongoose.
Yeah,
I get
but
every error code.
Like I
Stadia
said,
is the golden spot for all this. It's the remedy. So many people on Steam hate trials or are mad at Bungie because of the cheaters and disconnecting. It doesn't happen on Stadia,
Yeah,
and people don't know that.
yeah. I go
the
into
biggest
footage
problem we
where
have is fusions.
yeah,
There you go.
Yeah.
That's been taken care of.
I'm surprised that more people from PC haven't come over, honestly, and I hope that next season the biggest DLC will change that, but I doubt it. I think if we got to the point where the playlists for PvP that aren't accessible right now because of the low population, if those were accessible, like classic, scorched, momentum control, if you could actually play those,
Oh
whether you
yeah.
enjoy them or not, if you could get into a match on those playlists, then I think that's the right size for the population.
yes, yeah,
Not
yeah.
bigger than that, right there. Leave
Can you
it
guys
at
find elimination games? Like, is elimination a
that.
place that, like, a playlist that people play?
No,
Not
I don't
really.
think so. I don't. Well, the thing is, I don't try. So like, I don't
That's true.
know.
Yeah.
Like there was one time where I was playing. I can't remember who I was playing with, but I think it was someone who wasn't using a mic, and they took us into um, like one of the rotator lists, I can't remember what those modes are called, but they threw us in one of those, and I'm like, this person doesn't know what they're doing. And then we got a match. And then we got a match, and I was like, what? Like, there's someone in here. Like, there's enough people in here to make a match. I think people were surprised by that with Gambit too. When I tell them like I play regular Gambit, I play Gambit Prime. There's people there. Like they're playing they're playing those modes. You might not know them. They might not be on your friends list, but they're there.
There are people that exist. Yeah.
Do
Yeah.
exist, yeah, they're there.
Imagine getting
It's just rough in the mornings, especially trying to get a match. So if we could get that population up just a little bit, but keep it in the tight little community that people built and the nice little
it's definitely like trying to
section.
balance like it's super easy to become like known, like a known part of the community as well. Like I for the most part, like if you're a PvP player, like you've definitely heard of Baby J. You've definitely heard of Fly. Like you've heard of them. Their names are out there.
They're here tonight.
So it's like it's super easy to make a name for yourself. Let's say Baby J and Fly, you guys are both streamers, right? It's super easy for you guys. Or maybe not easy, but it's a lot easier for you guys to get a community in your your streams because of that, because of how closely Stadia is. Like everyone knows each other. And everybody's like, oh yeah, Baby J's a streamer. Like let me hop into his channel real quick, or Fly's a streamer. Let me go hop in real quick. Like
And snipe them.
stream snipe. I I don't know if I get stream sniped or not. I doubt it. But well, maybe I don't know. Flying Fool today did something very fishy.
I will
Mi-
admit, today we were hoping. We weren't sniping, but we were hoping. We had high hopes. It's fun. It's fun, man. It's always a good time.
For you guys, not for my poor carry. I
Uh,
carry got smacked.
it's a lot of fun.
So
But
I never feel that Stadia is in a great place. It could use just a tad bit more players in the community. Hopefully, like if Bungie or not Bungie, Google steps it up, fixes like their marketing service, like how Stadia has been marketed, people will be more inclined to try it out. And I definitely feel like it's the community's job to kind of help like Google out in that aspect. Yeah, Google can do a lot of stuff, but they're like not omnipotent. They can't do everything at once. Like, that's why they have the community help advertise Stadia as a place that is really good and easy way to play. We have a good thing going here. If we don't have any more questions, call it, wrap it up. Do you guys have any questions? Any of the buddy of the panel? For anyone?
Your favorite
Yeah.
kind of, oh, sorry.
No, you go ahead, baby.
Or King?
That's okay.
No, go ahead. It was a stupid question. I was just gonna ask what your favorite kind of Pringles were.
This man was gonna ask if you like peanut butter jelly sandwich again.
Pringles.
I'll go normal Pringles. I don't really eat
Yeah.
Bob. I'll just go basic.
Yeah, I'll go low
Oh.
salt.
normal? Kind of boring.
Just
Tired.
I was expecting some weird flavor. Throughout regular.
It's funny. I
I
think
just-
they did a Destiny promotion with Pringles when Destiny 2 launched, where it had like Zavala, Cade, or Ikora on the can.
Zavala shaped Pringles.
No. They just had like one of the three Vanguard characters like printed on the art on the Pringles can, and they were double XP. Like so, you got like a code that you redeemed on BungieNet that gave you like an item that basically increased your XP for 30 minutes, I think.
Sort of
Uh,
like what they did with Rockstar with the energy drinks.
Yeah, it was the exact same thing.
didn't Doritos do it too?
Yeah.
I think
No,
Doritos
it's
is still doing it. That's why we got Dorito chips
Pringles,
in Destiny.
Rockstar, Mountain Dew.
Oh, they
Yeah.
did a Mountain Dew.
Pringles shaped Zavala.
Did you guys see that they had a that they launched the Halo stuff even though Halo got delayed? So like the Monster XP cans are out there.
Oh no.
Bruh.
Yeah.
Save them for later.
Yeah.
Okay, we do
Uh,
got some more questions.
Someone got fired.
Okay, let's have the question.
Okay. Well, we're gonna rapid fire these. Zender is asking, most annoying player.
Alex Brantley.
Zandy.
Alex Brantley. Okay,
Alex
That's-
Brantley.
that's
Toxic
Baby
questions
J's?
from Zender.
Toxic Zender. Chat, can we spam Toxic Zender? Fly. Who most annoying player? Go.
Big Speds, Bastion.
Okay, hired. Go.
Me. Gemini's.
Me. Okay, understandable. I don't have one. Tooth. Or
Says,
Jotaro. No, it's Tooth because he keeps bagging me literally every single game. King, most hated
Zen.
player. Okay, Xander, understandable. Favorite food, baby J, go.
Favorite food? Chicken tenders
Oh, okay.
with ranch.
Okay, never
With
mind.
ranch. It
Never
can't
mind.
be Hidden Valley ranch.
How do you kick someone from a Discord call?
Is that a question?
No. Fly. Favorite
Favorite
food.
food?
Yeah.
Jellyfish.
What?
I'm not lying on that one.
You can eat a jellyfish?
Yeah.
I mean, you can eat anything.
Whether you survive after you've eaten it is a very
What about
interesting.
peanut butter and jellyfish?
You're terrible.
Hired, go.
Uh,
Oh,
cottage cheese.
Cottage cheese. I like anything Italian. King, go.
Raw peanut butter by itself, just spoonfuls of
Yes.
peanut butter.
All right, all right.
Yes.
There you go.
That's why
Okay.
we don't buy
What do you
it.
drink with that?
Mountain Dew
Jello.
for the promotion.
You drink jelly.
He's doing it for the double XP.
You just take a jar of Welch's and gulp away.
Yeah.
Double XP peanut butter jars.
Oh my
Yes.
god.
Gosh. King
Oh
would
my
like buy
God.
the entire store himself, bro.
Get on
I'd
it, buddy.
be
honestly.
300 pounds if they did that.
I'd only eat peanut butter.
Right?
Okay, Captain Bunzo is asking for Baby J and Fly. What is your favorite PvE activity? We'll start with Baby.
Oh, Volta Glass.
Okay, it's coming back to you, so bet you're hyped.
It's coming back, baby.
Yeah, get some glass.
Fly, what about you, brother?
King's Fall.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh,
heck yeah. Let's go,
Oh,
dude.
You're right.
Let's
Okay.
go.
King's
I can't wait
Fall.
for that thing to come
King's
back.
Fall was the best.
Dinner, I think that answers your next
Love
question.
that raid.
Yeah.
King's Fall's too long.
What?
King's
Ah,
Fall's too long.
it was beautiful though. It's a beautiful long.
Too long.
Like something. Never mind.
He said, oh, never mind.
Ah, shit.
All right, hi. What's your
Favorite
Dude.
PvE activity? I don't know, man. Going after shit.
all right, King? What about you?
Mars Patrol.
Oh yeah, patrol. He likes doing patrols for some reason.
Doing the solstice armor.
Oh god.
Solstice. I haven't even started mine.
I need
Oh, God.
trials. I need trials wins on my
Are you,
Titan.
how does that even? Oh yeah, you
I got off the Titan because we kept losing.
yeah.
I'm like, I'm not gonna play this anymore. Like,
High, like we lost the game and List is higher. He's like Rogue. What are your warlock? I was like, okay,
get
my
your
bad.
warlock. I'm getting the hunter. We're that was when we were doing with Bunzo. We started out. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna run Titan, get some
Yeah.
wins. You know. I was
Oh
like,
gosh.
we just kept
Hey.
losing.
You know, I did my first nightmare hunt. I think it was yesterday with heart transplant.
I haven't seen Heart in a
And-
while.
I think he's done with Stadia. But I did my first nightmare hunt, and that was pretty fun. I actually had fun. But
I don't think I've
PvE
actually done.
anymore at all.
Yeah, I feel you.
I liked her Divinity run. That was fun.
Our Divinity run? Yeah.
What's Divinity?
The trace rifle that
Oh
Tammy
boy,
uses.
here we go.
Oh.
Another Divinity run.
The thing Tammy.
Tammy
This
has
is
you-
unfriended
Oh,
Baby
okay,
J.
okay.
Tammy unfriended Baby J.
I have a boss checkpoint, by the way, if anybody needs it.
Hmm.
Maybe
Mm,
if you raid with friends, it's definitely really. But
yes.
if you're
Yeah.
like trying to,
blind raid with a group of tight friends, the best.
Yeah.
I think I will
Bring
try
back the
like Thief Stone
reason to
Crypt
raid.
or like
I thought
D1.
that's a dungeon. Is that the raid or the dungeon?
I don't know. Well, whatever the raid is, I'll try it day one. Let's leave it that.
Thank you.
Captain, you don't have Divinity yet? What? You're the PvP legend. How do you not have Divinity? Even I have it.
He's newer. He's
Oh, you're right.
remember-
He's near.
yeah.
Yeah.
Some might have been chasing older stuff. That Divinity run we did went like butter, man. And like didn't most people get it for the first time? In that
Yeah,
group?
I think it was like 4 of us that got it.
Yeah. I'd do
Um,
it. I'd do another.
Yeah.
Divinity runs are fun. I enjoy them.
Do you guys have any more questions? Are an hour and 20 minutes the longest
I know.
Pumpcast?
we're getting to like taking what do you call it? Fucking,
I've heard
uh,
people want to say, or people have been telling me to make it longer.
we're getting up to King's Fall length
King's
here.
Fall time.
Nice and long.
I've done King's Fall
I
in
yank-
like in
I yanked my cord.
40 minutes.
King's Fall.
Yeah.
Is that what's the world record on
That's
King's
pretty
Fall?
good, actually. Oh, I don't know, but
Like
people
half hour. I don't know. It was really fast.
For a full run?
That's for
people
sure.
are crazy fast with speed runs.
Something like that. Oh yeah.
I don't know.
It's
It always felt like,
ridiculous.
I mean, like you compare like Crota to King's Fall. It was like Crota might be the shortest raid in the game.
Okay.
I've done Crota in 14 minutes.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think it was. I saw Scourge of the
3
Past.
man too.
You could skip Crota, or sorry, you could skip a lot of stuff in Crota. Like I remember doing that, um, jumping up that tower or whatever to get up to the top side and kind of running past it.
Yeah, Crota was more of a strike than a raid, to be honest.
Can't wait
Hardest
for-
strike ever, hardest strike they ever made.
Hardest strike there.
You ever try? I remember when I ran. I was on PS4 when the Crota Heroic came out, and I was lucky enough to like. I think I ran that with with Bife and War Console, and I think Unknown Player. Like it was a bunch of streamers, and like somehow I got into that group.
Yeah, for
And
those of
we
you guys who don't know, Hired is actually a little popular.
So like
On the
but
Bungie community.
I got sucked into that group, and like and we did that the first day Heroic came out, and we could not get past Crota, and I had to go to work at some point. Like I was just like, because I worked in the evenings then, but it was like it was just like bashing our heads against the wall. I can't remember why that Heroic Crota was so hard.
Heroic Crota. You mean 390?
Whatever. No, no,
Or
I'm
Crota challenges?
no, I mean like when this would have been during this would have been before House of Wolves came out. When the that DLC was like the current DLC, and they at some point they turned on the harder I guess whatever they called the harder raid mode. So yeah, it might have been a higher light level, but it was just overall it was like harder.
Yeah, that's how they did that. Oh, that's probably wait no, that was I forget when they just complete like changed a few of the mechanics in Crota, such as like the bridge,
Yeah.
where they switched how that worked.
Oh no, you might be thinking also of the time where they redid all 4 raids. So during the Age of Triumph in the last 6 months of Destiny 1, before Destiny 2 came out, they relaunched all 4 raids. They fixed a lot of stuff in Crota so you couldn't skip it. And you actually had to play it. And but this is way earlier than that. This is like in the first year of Destiny 1 with like it might have even been, I guess House of Wolves came out in May, so it was probably it could have been late 2014, early 2015. But they made that thing hard as hell. And I think it was just that they increased the amount of ads and stuff and made them, and it was just everything was more lethal. Yeah. 90-minute.
The Baby J's. So, definitely, I want to thank everybody for coming in. I don't know if you guys have any last minute. Anybody want to say? I see done. Baby J, Fly. You guys have any questions? Quick.
Twitch.tv/BabyJStadia.
I was about to shout you guys out.
Shameless plug.
Can you frame that as a question? Hey, have you guys checked out
Dude,
twitch.tv/BabyJ
have you guys heard this pro streamer,
Stadia?
Baby J?
Who is BabyJ Stadia for 500?
So we have 2 amazing streamers. You can check out /Stadia. Fly. Is it just Fly? Twitch.tv Fly?
It's Defy Fly.
Oh, Defy Fly. Amazing streamers. Definitely follow. Tell them that Rogue sent you.
Hey, Fly, what clan do you own? You're the clan leader, right?
Imperium.
That's correct. Yeah. It's Empyrean.
Oh, okay.
I keep.
Is that primarily a Stadia clan?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. It used to be the founder of Eternal, and we've kind of rebranded it and started over, evolved. Yeah, we'll go with that.
They ascended.
Perfect.
Yeah, they are ascendant.
They are becoming the news. Alright, boys. So I do. So thank you guys. Whatever you guys watching. Later. Noble, that's the end of the Pumpcast. Now this is for the Twitch. Twitch people, thank you for watching, guys. I appreciate. Yeah, please make sure to out TV media and Twitch.tv. Both of these streamers. Drop a follow. Thank you guys for watching. If you made it this far and you enjoyed the Pumpcast, if you're not following already, please encourage you to drop a follow. I would greatly appreciate that we get notified every single time we go live. Every single Pumpcast watch it live. My mic is breaking up bad.
F.
Sounds good over here.
Yeah, it is.
And
That's right. You got through most of it. Yeah.
the intro.
Follow the podcast. Is
Yeah,
that
yeah,
what it was?
yeah. Follow the channel. If that way you can get notified every single live. And also, if you by any chance missed the Pumpcast, watch it. We are also on Spotify. We're on Spotify. It's called The Pumpcast. And then you can find us on Deliverance. Yes.
It's called the Pumpcast.
Yeah.
THE Pumpcast.
That's probably there. So thank you guys all